ago, I released the Avengers Endgame movie review, which was my first video for this channel, and after many hiatuses, different breaks that helped me learn and get better with each and every craft I could do, learning how to articulate my words for reviews in general, I am here to give you some special big announcements coming soon for Simply Cinema. Welcome to Cinema, where we focus on the film. I'm Josh, this is Simply Cinema, and today I'm going to be sharing some big announcements as a special treat for a 5-year anniversary of this channel. I didn't have any specific formal ranking that would fit well with this day. Just this past month, I did my top 25 films of all time, and there wasn't any specific genre that would really fit well with this. But so I'm going to talk about the future of this, because over the hiatuses that I've taken and just coming back in January this past year, I am becoming more in love with what I am doing with this. I'm finding more of my pacing, my grounds to what I actually want, and being able to articulate my words better just with the way my reviews flow out. And I've been getting positive feedback just in person and from you guys that I really appreciate. And whether you guys have been here from day one, or if this is the very first video you are watching for my channel, welcome to here first off. But it's a very weird video, but it's laid back, and I hope you are enjoying the vibe you are getting out of what we're getting for this channel. And just going forward with what we're doing, I'm going to be announcing some big projects that I'm really excited to share, especially more focused around the summer, because overall anything on this channel is movie review related, based on everything new for the most part, and some review series that I may be building up more and more. But I love and am a huge fan of movie rankings. I got inspired by Sean Chandler mostly for starting to get into movie reviews and stuff in this YouTube channel in general, but having just becoming a learner of movies, because I didn't grow up with movies like most movie critics. I just recently got into them for the most part over these past 5 years, and have been diving deeper and deeper into them, because if you know me, I have a personality where if I really want to go all in on something, then I start to go deeper and deeper into this subject. And so I have been watching films a lot more, as much as I can. And just recently, I've been starting to get more of a full-time job schedule at my actual work. And so what that entails is there's going to be some sacrifices I have to make in my movie watching life, certain rankings I can't make based on the new movies, and there's certain preparations I have to do based on the announcements I'm about to share that we're going to start. And we're going to start with The Boys, which is coming out June 16th, at least the first episode. If I'm mistaking the dates, then just you can reiterate what it is down in the comments. But The Boys is coming out, and that's coming out weekly from what I remember of a couple episodes and then multiple episodes. I don't know if I'll be able to watch that at all. Unfortunately, I have not seen any of The Boys. I'm super behind because I'm not as easy of a goer into TV films as far, or TV in general, compared to movies. It's just something with my brain that doesn't always click with them as easily, but I'll get to that one day, hopefully get into The Boys, because I've been hearing some great things about that. And so if I can't, I got some big schedule in place of that, which goes into The Bear, which I haven't seen of any of that season, about the chef show and about cooking. And so I'm gonna be able to get into that a little bit easier, just because they're half-hour shows for the most part, and there's only 2 seasons leading into season 3 coming June 27th, I believe. So I may be able to squeeze that into my schedule as the next Pixar movie is coming out June 16th, and I'm really excited for Inside Out 2, what it all entails, and most of all, what all the projects are going to come with it. Leading up to that date, I hope to be rewatching a lot of the Pixar movies, because it's been like since 2019, when I made my first Pixar ranking, that I did a good rewatch of all the movies. And so even if I don't get up to all of them, I hope to be covering like each and every individual franchise that have 3 or more movies and ranking them before the ultimate ranking of all 28 movies once we get the new Pixar movie. And so I'm really excited to be sharing that as I get better and bigger rankings here on this channel, because I always love being ambitious, like I mentioned, just tackling all the bigger subjects, whether it's unrelated to a new movie or it's part of that new movie genre. And within this summer, there's going to be a couple of that coming up, and we're going to be talking about that every chance we get. And then we going into Cobra Kai Season 6 Part 1 in July 15th. And yes, I'm skipping over a lot of the smaller movies like Bad Boys, Descendants, or whatnot. And I'm going to be doing rankings as I can for movies like that, if not just covering the movie, because of course with big projects like watching all of the Bear seasons, watching all of maybe not Cobra Kai, because I have seen all of that before and may have a fresh enough memory to give some of that. And it's also a part 1, which I'm really excited for how they're splitting it into 3 parts. But with the Pixar movie, that's a lot of movies, plus what's coming forward that I'll mention in just a bit. But Cobra Kai Season 6 Part 1, it will be exciting. It's going to be interesting to figure out how I rank it or what subject I go, because it's not a complete season to do a season ranking. So I'll get creative, or you guys can suggest anything down in the comments of what you'd like to see, whether it's of the big franchises and seasons that I mentioned now, or if it's some of the in-between, either a specific director, a specific franchise that has a new movie, or even just on its own, something you'd like to see me cover. I'll try and place it a little bit ahead of the schedule, as long as I can squeeze in those movies between all of these bigger but summer season movie watching season that I'm getting into, because that leads into July 26th, one of the biggest movies, Deadpool and Wolverine, not just because of what it entails and just being the 34th MCU movie, but in general, the build-up for what the potential for Marvel holds as a collection of rankings I can do is just so fun to me, and I hope to be able to watch as much as I can with each and everything as I'm going step by step with you. Of course, I'm going to be trying to do the complete MCU ranking of all 34. I don't know if I'll be able to rewatch the MCU series to include that, because there's a lot to it, and some of them I've only watched once since the very release date, and so I may not be able to rank it as well or as effectively, whether on their own sort of ranking or with the MCU series as a whole. So maybe upon the next MCU movie in 2025, I believe Captain America in Brave New World is the next movie, maybe I'll be able to watch it by then, or watch it in between at some point. But in general, I'm going to be completely ranking the MCU, and then of course the X-Men, since we got a new X-Men movie that's Deadpool and Wolverine, both all of the Fox movies, as well as there's a TV movie spin-off that I believe it was in 96, if I remember correctly. I remember watching it way back then, but it's been a little bit, so I'm going to be rewatching, and that also leads into the potential for review series. Like I mentioned, I am cosplaying as Wolverine just for this channel. I may be able to utilize that costume, of course, in Comic-Cons or conventions in the future, but as far as I know for the summer, I may not be able to make it out to any of those. So in general, this is my first cosplay. I'm really excited because I love the Wolverine character. I got some of the outfit and I'm loving the look of it thus far. Really excited to share it off. And if you haven't noticed, part of my haircut was for the purpose of trying to look like Wolverine. Obviously, I need to keep grooming it for my hair to be trained to go back like the Wolverine hair. And people like at my work are enjoying it quite as well. And so we're going next into just the X-Men ranking. We got the MCU ranking, and then we got the review series for either all of the X-Men movies, the main ones at least, or possibly all of the MCU movies from Iron Man to Deadpool and Wolverine. Hopefully I can start it soon enough if that's what I decide to do, if you want to see like something like that, you need to comment down below so I see that there's love and a desire to be seeing that from me, to review each of the MCU movies individually, or each of the X-Men movies, or if I'm really ambitious, to review them all. But of course, like you've seen with the Planet of the Apes, I tried to start that as a daily thing leading up to it, and it pushed my schedule back too much to where I had to cut half of it, and so I would have to start fairly soon. So let me know down in the comments below of anything you would like to see with that. And we're leading next into individual Marvel franchises, not with just the MCU, but when we're talking about like the Iron Man trilogy is in Iron Man, is in the MCU, we're going to be including like an animated Iron Man movie if I can get to that, and collectively rank all 4 Iron Man movies, or if there's more, then get into the animated Marvel movies as well, or ranking the Punisher movies, ranking the Hellboy movies, ranking Captain America, and so on and so on. And I ranked some of them back in 2022 when I originally planned a big project I'm about to share with you was going to come out, but things didn't line up well, and I hope to my deepest desire to be able to accomplish what I am announcing, and that is I'm wanting to rank every single Marvel movie, whether it's live action, based on everything that has been released theatrically. Depending on what I also get to, I want to rank all the TV Marvel movies within that, or even the animated, maybe not, just depending on what I get to and what all makes sense for the collective ranking, because as it stands, there's like 90 plus Marvel movies in general when you're including the TV movies. There's 60 plus theatrical release when you're including the MCU and the general Marvel movies from Fox and beforehand. And so I just have a lot of fun with the idea of that, because I have everything ranked in some sense, but there's so many that I haven't rewatched in a little while that I'll be wanting to get into that, and that's why I want to revamp my channel, especially since there is been revamping with just the color scheme, the thumbnails, and my consistency in general, as well as just drawing in a new fan base that you guys have been really blessing me recently, that God has really blessed me. I'm really appreciative of all the support, whether you like these videos, subscribe, and comment on each and everything, that I'm really appreciative of each and everything you do. And to get this mega Marvel movie ranking would require a lot of sacrifices, not just to also do the Pixar ranking, but I may have to cut it some of the smaller rankings, whether it's Bad Boys. Maybe I'll be able to get to that. I still have those things on the schedule as it is, but I need to cut corners when I need to. And so if I need to get within that, within my full-time job at work as well, then just what that all entails could be some big proportions to this channel that could hopefully grow this community. But even if it doesn't, I'm just really happy with all the support I have been receiving and all of the growth I have been having as a person, as a movie reviewer, just learning about movies, that I'm the go-to person sometimes within my family about talking about movies. And so just in general, what that leads into, even in August, Only Murders in the Building Season 4, that's a huge thing for me because I am a huge fan since Only Murders Season 2 came out, and it's just an easy to binge series for me. I don't know how easy it will be without that, but since that's more toward the end of the summer, on August 27th that it will release, probably episode by episode like the last season, it will be something a little bit easier to tackle, but I want to cover more of that as I love that show, maybe do extra things. But like I said, comment down below anything, any suggestions, any videos, whether relevant to everything I suggested or not relevant, like an Indiana Jones Mission Impossible ranking. But if there is something coming soon within this summer and you would like to see me highlight that, make sure to comment that. And if you see someone already commented, make sure to upvote that or comment down on that to make sure that I see it, that you want to see a specific director or franchise. But in the meantime, I'm going to be trying to cover as much and watch as much as I can to especially push out the major Pixar rankings and Marvel rankings, because that could be a massive 100 film, well, probably less than 100, I believe what it is, but still way over 50 films that could be a huge, massive ranking. That would be a whole lot of fun to celebrate the world of cinema with you guys. And so, before I ramble on too much longer, make sure to like this video if you enjoy it. Subscribe if you haven't already. You join in this film culture community, because I feel it's just getting started right back up again as I'm starting to get the groove within my full-time job as well, and just building up all these hours, being able to put more money into this channel is something that I'm going to be trying to do to up the quality, buy a new laptop or something to be able to do something. But in general, watching movies is just something I love doing, and I enjoy each and every one of you for sticking around, whether from day one or if you have just joined recently. So thank you for watching. Make sure to like this video, subscribe if you're already, and make sure to do yourself a favor as always and go watch a movie.